Hey everyone, this is Anna. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you how I color these images in this card using the DYLUSIONS paint pens. This is the stamp set that I'm using. It's called Bombay Sunset by Kaisercraft and it includes the matching dies. You will see that the first impression was not really great, so I added the Reese stamp pad just to add a little bit more cushion underneath, and that worked perfectly. I stamped 3 different images and then I'm ready to color with the DYLUSIONS paint pens. These come in sets of 6 and I have sets 1, 2, and 3, and I do recommend that you get all 3 sets just so you have a variety of colors. And here are some tips for using the paint pens. You want to make sure to shake the pen really well. Also, prime the pen by pushing the tip in several times. Make sure to cover when not in use, and scribble on a scratch piece of paper if the paint is not flowing smoothly. I really like the design of the pens. It's a very comfortable size, and also the tip is very thin so you're able to color very small areas. And I like the fact that you can put your cap at the end of the barrel when using the pen. The paint comes out very smoothly and it has a really good coverage. It's very opaque, so it will cover any image that you put it on, so be careful with whatever image you have stamped so you don't lose any of the details. Even though I have used most of these colors before, I still prime the pen a little bit on the side. If you want, you can have a little piece of scratch paper just to be sure that the ink is flowing smoothly before you add it to your image. This paint takes about 5 minutes to dry completely, and after it's dried you can put another layer of the same color to increase the vibrancy, or if you change your mind and want to do something a different color, you can do that as well. Just be sure that it is completely dry before you add a new coat of paint. After I finish coloring all 3 images, I use the included die and I cut all 3 images out. Once I figure out the layout, I am ready to adhere the pieces and also create the sentiment. In this case, I am using the stamp that's included that says thank you, and I will be heat embossing, so I use the clear embossing ink and then add gold embossing powder. Since I'm using Nina vellum for the sentiment, I make sure that I preheat my heat tool before I heat the sentiment, just to be sure that my vellum doesn't warp. Now I'm ready to glue the first piece down straight to the cardstock using liquid glue. The other 2 I'm using some foam squares to add some dimension. For the sentiment, I decide to fussy cut around the word and then use some small strips of foam square to adhere the sentiment to the middle image. Next, I'm using one of my favorite tools, is the crocodile corner chomper, to add some rounded edges to the front panel so I could adhere it to the card base. For the card base, I'm using black cardstock in A2 size top fold. In one of the final embellishments, I'm using Fun Stampers Journey Gold Silk, which is one of my favorite types of inks to use for this purpose, and just kind of sprinkle along the white areas covering the images. And then I'm using glaze, which I have put into these small bottles with very fine tips. This has been a game changer for me since I'm able to use my glaze a lot more now and I'm able to cover very small areas. I'm also including a link below to where you can find these bottles and also the little funnels that I use to fill the bottles up. And for the final embellishment, I'm using some gold sequins and adhering them with the same glaze. And this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the project and you were able to see how easy it is to use these pens and the beautiful vibrant colors that you could get from them. I will provide a link in the video description below to show you where you can find all 3 sets. I would appreciate a thumbs up for this video, and also don't forget to share with your friends. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below or send me an email. Thank you so very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time.